Hi, I'm Lisa from Work Your Motor. I'm with Rob Latender today. I had the pleasure of meeting him recently, and I was very drawn to your personality and your charisma, and you just have such this positive aura about you that I felt the world needed to share. And if you don't mind me saying, Rob's diagnosis is Lou Gehrig's disease, also known as ALS, and he's here to kind of share his experience and how to stay positive with that diagnosis. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah. So Rob, do you mind sharing a little bit about you and your diagnosis?
Okay, yeah. Right now I'm 66 years old, and I've had it for 10 years now. I was diagnosed in December of '08, and about 10 years ago this time, February, March, I started noticing signs of weakness.
Okay.
And it just started with just noticing signs of weakness in my right arm. And then as time went on in the spring and the summer, as I wore short sleeve, I noticed my right arm started getting thin and weak. So then I went to my practical doctor, and he says, you got something going on. There's fasciculations. He called it just twitching. And so we set up a fall schedule to see a regular doctor for ALS, but he was like a neurosurgeon. And he says, oh, it doesn't look good. So he sent me to a specialist at Bay State. And after 5 weeks, they took me in December and they said, yeah, you definitely have ALS.
Okay, so the diagnosis was fairly quick.
Right. But they also said that, they gave me the full, they said you have amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and that it's generally 2 to 5 years to live. And you will
Exceeded
oh
those
God,
expectations.
double that. Plus I haven't gone near most ALS patients get. They get, it can attack any part of your body at any time.
Right.
But most of the time, within 2 years, you lose your ability to either speak or breathe, or have difficulty doing both.
Which is the more common presentation
Right,
of the
it's
disorder.
the worst scenario.
So, did they diagnose you with a more rarer form, where you
Yeah,
haven't seen that atrophy?
Right, they basically said that you don't have the atypical severe ALS. You have the slower proceeding kind that can go slowly through the body. But it can attack anywhere. I mean, as long as it goes through your arms and your legs or your back or your stomach, but once it attacks your neck and esophagus and eating and breathing, that's where you're in trouble.
So with such a difficult diagnosis, because it is life-changing, and I'm sure you've had some change of course of events, how do you remain so positive?
People. Yeah, because it's I had a downward spiral like the first 5 years, because when you first get it, of course you're depressed, and then you're trying to say, why me? All the typical questions, and so you go through that. And I'm religious, Catholic, so I went to priests and healing things, went to Boston, Springfield, all these places that do healing. And that got me up for a while. I kept feeling, hey, my arm's not that bad, and my other arm's still good. And I can still breathe and eat and talk and walk and do a lot of things. So I said, and I started seeing a lot of stuff online. We all check out our diagnosis, and I said, wow, some of these people are really messed up within a year or two. And so I use that as a positive. I say, I'm not that bad off, and I'll do anything I can while I can. And that's what all the doctors said. They say, what do you do? I asked them, and they said, just go home and do whatever you can.
That's admirable to have that mindset, because I feel like so many people would kind of take that as an opportunity to just give up and say this is the end and what's the point.
Yeah.
I really admire you for having that.
So I took any positives I could, but in the meantime though, my marriage was falling apart.
Do you blame the diagnosis because of that?
No, it was way before that. I noticed our relationship wasn't as strong, and but it added to it. Having somebody in a family that needs a lot of help, and I just noticed after about 3 to 4 years after, it was getting bad, and then not my diagnosis, but our marriage and the diagnosis, I kept getting worse and weaker. Had to retire, and it just fell apart. So I says, you know what? It's probably for the better, because I don't want anybody taking care of me that's not going to help me out. And my kids are all grown up, and I said, you know what, it'd probably be even better. You know, they'll come and see me and visit me, and I'll get my own lifestyle. But it didn't turn out that way. After I got divorced, I got depressed and living with my sister, and it was tough going for a while.
That's a
But
pretty
then,
big transition.
yeah, I had a lot of
Yeah.
transitions. So what do
Yeah.
you do? Do you go out and get drunk and take drugs? No, I got a therapist right away.
Good for you.
And I went to therapy, and it went, you know, I was talking about ALS, I was talking about living alone, different lifestyle. I didn't have much money, but I made things do. I didn't spend a lot of money. I made sure I was able to live my means. And slowly but surely, I started getting friends, you know, doing more stuff, you know, as a single guy again. And
Refinding yourself.
yeah, just trying to stay positive.
So as you felt that you were losing your independence because of your muscle weakness, and now you're living alone, what types of adaptive equipment helped you to have your independence, or what avenues did you go down to find help for yourself?
Well, I always had the VA help me out. Okay, so I just went deeper into the VA and saying, is there anything that you can do to help me other than therapy?
Mm-hmm.
And they did. I started going to occupational therapy. They gave me adaptive things that would help me dress, undress. They gave me a bidet bathroom toilet thing that helped me, you know, down the road. I didn't need it at the time.
Yeah.
And a lot of different, you know, shoulder harnesses and stuff. But as you get worse and worse, you drop off things that they gave you, and you had to get new things.
Okay.
So I'm at a point now that the only thing that really helps me is caregivers.
Okay.
You know, for company.
Sure.
You know, I need help in every aspect. Getting up in the morning, getting dressed, not going to the bathroom quite yet, but pretty close.
Do you have pretty consistent caregivers that are with you and
Yeah,
that you
I
build
got
relationships with?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a good status right now. They give me up to 48 hours.
Oh, that's
So I
great.
break it up pretty good between 9 and 2.
Mhm.
That does me in the morning and my lunch, and then at 6 to 8 at night, which pretty much is eating an evening meal, getting my shower in, and getting dressed for bed. And that's it. But I've noticed that I'm having a hard time with the TV and little things now. I used to be able to get in the fridge and get stuff. I can't do that anymore.
Okay, so you're
Both
still
arms
seeing a
have gone.
progression.
Yeah. It seems like in the last 2 years, my other left arm got as bad or worse than my right arm. So right now, it's basically in my shoulders, arms, and hands. My walking is good, but I've noticed a lot of twitching everywhere. My back, my stomach, my legs, my face, my neck. So it's progressing.
Okay. How often do you see your physician to keep them up to date with your symptoms?
Well, my practical doctor, you know, the one you see, you know, like in a physical every year, only once or twice a year.
Okay.
But my ALS clinic group, you know, I got a group in Connecticut. I see them probably about every 5 months, and that's good enough.
They keep close tabs
Oh yeah,
on you.
all they can do with ALS is keep tabs. on
That's right.
There's
So,
nothing.
Rob, let us know, for the people watching, what is the best way for somebody to donate to ALS research so we can hopefully someday find a cure?
Yeah, really, pretty much it's the Ice Bucket Challenge and the newest challenges they have. They have ALS Worldwide, and we are in it together. Those are both groups online that you can go on to and donate. But, you know, for the general public, it's the Ice Bucket Challenge.
The Ice Bucket Challenge is still going strong then?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
But those are the two online that I go see.
Okay.
And there's ALS Worldwide. Did I mention that one?
ALS
Yeah.
Worldwide. Mhm.
Yeah.
And we'll provide links to that in the video
Yeah.
blog. Also, anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, you got to stay positive.
You do.
You do.
Such
You
an
got-
important message.
Yeah, you gotta, you know, find social people, and it's good to have people that can relate to you. I notice disabled vets I can relate to a lot too.
Okay.
Guys, when I go out to the bar once a week, you know, we just get a social gathering, and I found out, you know, guys got MS, guys got Parkinson's,
Yeah.
guys got all kinds of the routine back problems. You know, you tell them you got ALS and you're dying, they say, "Oh yeah, I got a back problem." So yeah, that's comparable. So yeah, you got a problem now. You got a back problem.
Yeah.
But you know, we relate to each other, you know.
Yeah.
And there's guys I hang around with that are still married, some are divorced, some have been single, and it's good to have a good atmosphere too where you live. And you can see my apartment here is
You're
a good
very
atmosphere.
fortunate. Yes, this is
And I just keep surrounded by people. And, you know, I keep intact with my kids. I got 4 kids. And just keep social. You know, you got to keep positive.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, because I think you are a true inspiration, and that I know that you will make a difference. And I hope that somebody can connect with Rob and just feel his positivity. And we'll add links and information to the blog so people can learn more about ALS and donate if they're interested.
Perfect.
Thank
Great.
you so much.
Thank you.